Okay, so now we'll be going over question 9, which asks you to use the law of sine and cosine to find the missing angles or sides or anything in the triangle. So let's just do a quick review of that. So law of sine says that sine of A over A equals to sine of B over B, which equals sine of C over C. That's the law of sines. It's very simple. Law of cosine says that, for example, if we're trying to find A, then A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of angle A. And then if we're trying to find B, then B squared would equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AB cosine of angle B. If we're trying to find C squared, it's going to be basically the exact same thing, but with a different variable. So it would be A squared plus B squared minus 2AB. And I just noticed this should, in the last part, this should have been C minus 2AC. Okay. Cosine of C. Okay. These are the things we're going to be using to solve these questions. Right, let's look at the first one. Question A. First, let's minimize this. Okay. So question A, they gave us side B, they gave us side C. They're asking us to basically find side A. First, I'll prefer redrawing the triangle with the names that I choose, and I'll prefer writing all the information that I have. I think it's a good habit to get used to. So let's do that. Okay, so this is 39 degrees. So we know that A equals to 39 degrees. We have no idea what side is. We know that C is 42. And we know that angle B is unknown, but side B is 21. Okay, so and in this case, they're asking us to find side A. We have the angle of A, we have side C and side B. So it seems like it's going to be a good idea to use the law of cosines to find this, because the law of cosines basically have the formula that just shows us how to get this. Okay, so to do that, we're going to use this. A squared equals to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine of A. Let's just fill in the blanks. What's B, what's C, what's A? So A squared would equal to B squared, which is 21 squared, plus 42 squared, minus 2 times 42 times 21 cosine of 39 degrees. So A squared would equal to, let's just 1 second, 834.11. Take the square root. So A would just equal to 28.9. And that's our answer. They want the answer in terms of x. So we can just say that x equals to 28.9. And we can do that because the only thing I changed is the fact from the original question to this is how I called x a in here. And that's it. It's pretty simple. Okay, now let's erase this, make it look a bit neater. That's why I love these things. My handwriting is pretty bad, but you can just make it much nicer by making things smaller and stuff. Okay, let's keep going. Question B. Step 1 would be drawing the triangle for me. So let's do that. So they gave us this is 9.1, 65 degrees. So they told us that side C equals to 9.1 and angle C equals to 65 degrees. What else did they give us? They told us that angle A is 30 degrees but they're asking us to find side A. They also told us that side B is 10, but they didn't give us angle B. Okay, think about this for a minute. Which rule would you use to find angle? I mean side A. It's very easy to come up with it in like 1 second. Give you like a second to think about it, and then I'll go over it. Okay, so we have side C, we have angle C, and we have angle A. We're only trying to find side A. It's pretty simple. We can use the law of sines. So we can say that sine of C over C equals to sine of A over A. Let's just plug in. So we have sine of 65 over 9.1 equals to sine of 30 over A, which means that A would just equal to 9.1 sine of 30 over sine of 65. Of course, this is all in degrees, not in radians. Just 1 second, let's see what this would equal to. So 9.1 sine of 30 over sine of 65. This would equal to 5.02, which is just our final answer. They asked us to find x. We called x a in this question, so we can say that the answer is x equals to a, which equals to 5.02, and that's our final answer. That's it for this question. I hope it made sense. Now let's make it look a bit more nicer. We're just doing this. Okay. Let's move into the next question. I just tried to make this question a bit more complicated just so you can test yourself. It's not the worst, but it's not the best. I added x1, x2, and x3, so you're supposed to find all of these things. Alright, let's do the same things we did for the last questions. And you can see that this is a right triangle. So you don't really need to use the law of sines and cosines, but we'll see what we can do. Alright, so let's draw this again. As I told you, I just prefer drawing everything because when you do that, you just know what's going on. So this is 90 degrees. Let's call this side A. Let's call this angle A. So we know that A equals to 90 degrees, and we have no idea what side A equals to. We're trying to find side A. Let's call this B. We know that B is pi over 5, and we know that side B equals to 106. So B equals to pi over 5, and side B equals to 106. Okay, let's call this C. And see, we have no idea what angle C is, and we have no idea what side C is. Okay, let's start with the easy things. First, let's convert B um, from radians to degrees. So we know that B equals to pi over 5. Convert that to degrees, we just multiply by 180 over pi. Pi's would cancel out, and then we have 180 over 5, which would just equal to 36 degrees. Right, so that's good. Let's remove this and add 36 degrees. Okay. Now, let's find angle C. It's pretty easy because we know that the total degrees in the triangle is 180. So to find C, we can just do 180 minus A minus B, which equals to 180 minus 90 minus 36. And this would equal to 54 degrees. So now we know that angle C is 54 degrees. Now we have two things that we want to find: side A and side C. Right, this is a right triangle, so I would prefer to start with side C, because then we can just use the Pythagorean theorem to find side A. So let's do that. So let's do sine of B over 106. I'm sorry. So sine of B over side B equals to sine of C over side C. So this would just be sine of 36 over side B, which is 106, equals to sine of 54 over C. So C would just equal to 106 sine of 54 over sine of 36, and this would equal to, just 1 second, pretty big number, 145.9. Okay, alright, so since this is a right triangle, you can just use the Pythagorean theorem to find side A, or we can use the law of sines or the law of cosines. I would just prefer using the Pythagorean theorem. So let's do that. So we know that A would equal to the square root of B squared plus C squared. So A would equal to the square root of 106 squared plus 145.9 squared. And this would equal to 180.3, and that's our final answer. So A would just be 180 over 3, 180.3. And that's it. Alright, thank you for going through this test. I hope it helped you out to prepare for your final exam, and good luck with school. I'll see you later.